Back at it again, Cigar Spencer. You know what time it is. It's time for the top 10 2025 East Texas preseason running backs. Running back, of course, is the backbone of East Texas. We've got some of the best running backs to ever play in the NFL from this area, from the East Texas area. It's been like that since forever, honestly, and especially since 2000. And this year's batch in 2025, they're all special. All 10 of these guys are great runners, and the top end talent. It's a couple of guys on these lists that are going to threaten to be inside the top five of East Texas running backs when it's all said and done. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and talk about it. 10 through number 3 first. At number 10, from Beckville, it is the senior to be. It is Jordan Prince. And Jordan Prince, in his junior year, had an incredible junior year. Ran about 235 times for 2,141 yards and 37 touchdowns. Of course, Prince had the impossible job of trying to replace Jacoby Williams as, the team's main running back. He played with him in 2023, but, it was all on Prince this year in 2000 or past year in 2024. And Prince handled it really well. He's a big physical back. I think that's the biggest thing that stands out about him is that he's a big old dude running, especially when you try to compare him to a Jacoby, while he was 185 pounds, was more lightning than he was thunder. Prince, on the other hand, is not looking to run away from contact. He's trying to run through it. He does a great job, and he has enough speed on that level to finish from anywhere on the field. So I'm expecting another huge 2,000-yard year out of Jordan Prince down there in Beckville, and hopefully get them past the fourth round, like they've and possibly on to the state championship. At number 9, from Mount Enterprise, it is Kagan Ash, and the Texas Tech commit is about to be in his 4th year as a starter. This dude has been toting the load all his life, it feels like. He's got 6,820 yards and 96 touchdowns going into his senior year. Last year in 9 games, I think he missed all of October last year. Either that or they didn't punch him in on max preps. Either one is a real liable possibility. But hey, 9 games last year, he ran for 1,960 yards and 32 touchdowns on just 244 carries. So we're talking about a bull in a china shop. He also plays outside linebacker, defensive end for them. He is a big, tough, physical kid. He is going to run through and over everybody on that level, and he's got one more year to get it done. Number 9, Kagan Ash. At number 8, from Sulphur Springs, it is the running back, Jackson Hare. Jackson Hare, very versatile weapon. One or two guys on this list, and that just kind of shows you how football is going. We've got 2 backs on this list that are traditional running backs, but are a hell of a receivers as well. Jackson Hare is one of the first to. He lines up at running back and receiver. Last year, he went for 965 yards on the ground for 13 touchdowns. And then out wide, he caught the ball 56 times for 709 yards and 5 more touchdowns. His rack ability, whether it be running after contact or receiving after the catch, are both incredible. And he's a guy that I'm expecting to have a huge year in his senior season. At number 7, from Kilgore, we've got the running back, Isaiah Waters. Waters starts both ways for Kilgore. He had about 62 tackles last year on top of running as about 500 yards and 12 touchdowns last year. Now, he's got the least amount of numbers on the list coming back. But what with Kilgore graduating, what they're graduating at receiver, I am just predicting that they're going to lean on the run game a lot more. So I believe him and Rayshawn Williams are going to have a bigger role for Kilgore this year. I love his running style. He is a big, physical, patient running back. He's going to find a crease, and when he finds it, he's going to accelerate through it, and then he wants you to meet him in the hole. He's trying to run through you and over you. Isaiah Waters, 12 touchdowns last year, and he's a tough in between the tackles runner. I think Kilgore is probably not going to be as high flash as they were this past year. They're probably going to have to grind it out a little bit more, and I believe Isaiah Waters is one of the perfect backs to get that done for the Bulldogs. At number 6, speaking of thunder and crashing and wanting to run through people, we've got Carthage's Benny Smith. 3-year letterman now here. He's going into his third year on the varsity, and he's been running football since his sophomore year. Last season, Benny Smith went for 133 carries for 1,262 yards and 19 touchdowns. Now, he is possibly the backup to maybe the best Carthage running back of all time, but he's not just a guy that gets cleanup duty. He comes in the game, and when it's most important, he's the guy that you don't want to see at the end of the game. He's so big. He's 220 something pounds, 230 something pounds, and he is trying, not 230, he's easily 215, 220, but he is trying to run you over, and that's not who you want to tackle in the fourth quarter. In both round 4 and 5 last season, Benny put games away. He ran over probably 60 or 80 yards in both fourth quarters, multiple touchdowns, and in both games of those playoff games, he's got runs where he is just running through and breaking several tackles and breaking off long runs into the end zone. So after you chase KJ all 3 quarters long, now it's Benny in the power game coming right at you. Fully expect them to be a stronghold again in the Thunder and Lightning duo, and hopefully have a big season for Carthage, who's going to look to repeat and try to win another state championship, number 11. At number 5, from New Boston, it is Ashton Rowden. And Ashton Rowden, he's got a whole bunch of Big 12 offers. Houston, Texas Tech, all kinds of offers. He's a big old running back. He's probably about 6', 6'1". Looks like he's 185 to 95 pounds. He is a physical runner. He's got great movement. He moves people with his eyes and his head and shoulder movement. He can get by people pretty quickly. Not only can he get by you, he can run through you. He is not a fun running back to tackle all game long. He last season ran for 1,337 yards and 14 touchdowns on just 146 carries. So a guy, like I said, you don't want to hit him. He's not fun to hit. He's not going down easily, and he's a dude that's looking for a huge senior year and put himself back on the top 100 list where he finished in 2024. At number 4, from Henderson, one of the more impressive pound-for-pound toughest guys you're going to find in East Texas, and you got Justin Meaty Starling, and he is a miniature back. He's not huge at all. He's probably 5'4", 5'3", and he gives the defense hell trying to find him. I don't want to say he hides behind people, but I mean, he's not hiding hell. He's just short. And so you really can't see him until he's found the hole. And when he finds the hole, you better find it too, or he's going to run right by you before you even notice him. He is a tough runner for a guy that size. Will run through contact. Doesn't look to run away from contact. Will go and seek it out if necessary. Very, very tough guy. Very impressive to watch on tape. Last year made the top 100. He went over 1,000 yards again for the second time in his career last year with 1,377 and 22 touchdowns on just 195 carries last season. A very tough kid, and expect him to do it again one more time for his senior year. Justin Starling comes in here at number 4 from Henderson. At number 3, one of the best sophomore seasons I've seen with my own two for a long time, and Jeremy Bluford. Jeremy Bluford from center had a hell of a sophomore year. They handed the ball off to him a lot, 236 times for 1,324 yards and 14 touchdowns. And center wasn't the greatest team last year in the world, and he wasn't receiving the best blocking in the world either. But you can see the game. To be honest with you, man, the dude has exceptional balance and toughness. He doesn't go down easily at all. He's getting hit in the backfield. He's bouncing and spinning off of tackles and then going down the field, making 20, 30-yard gains. And then on top of that, he runs with a hell of a pace. I don't know how fast he truly is. I don't know if he's 4.3, 4.4 speed. But when he runs the ball, he ain't wasting no time getting downfield. He is a guy that's hitting it downhill and is moving very rapidly. And a guy I'm expecting to build off a pretty great sophomore year and hopefully go into that 1,900 yards type season and take center into the playoffs in 2025. And at number 2, from Carthage, the guy that could possibly be the best Carthage running back ever, and KJ Edwards. Been on the varsity since his freshman season, and we've seen the speed the last 3 years. He's been hella fast. What he added in his junior season with the size and the muscle and the weight, the ability to run through tackles, and he showed it the best in the state championship game. His state championship run was immaculate. bouncing and spinning off three tackles where they have him in the hole and he just shows that, hey, I'm bigger, tougher, and stronger than all you guys. I think that really opened eyes of a lot of scouts, and you saw his recruitment take off. It was already on another level, but it took off after he made that huge run, and people was like, hey, he can play in a physical style of offense. He's committed to Texas A&M. Last season, he ran 4,789 rushing yards, had 384 receiving yards, and 26 total touchdowns. And this is and they're gonna take it easy with KJ. And not to say that he's made a glass or anything, but they also know how talented Benny Smith is. They also know how talented that Carthage team is. He's gonna find some time off. He's not gonna play in the second half of games. So it's not gonna be like Keontae in 2016 or 17, where he ran for 2,400 yards because hell, they needed every one of them. It felt like sometimes. And he's got a backmate. We don't even know who Keontae's backup was. I don't remember off the top of my head. He's got help. I don't know if he's going to be able to go stupid like a Hunter Hollins 2,600 yards in 2010. But the type of game, the type of play that he has, we could very well say that this guy's one of the best from Carthage, if not the best, by the end of 2025. And at number one, the number one running back coming back from East Texas could possibly be the number one player coming back from East Texas is Trey Ball. Now, Trey Ball would have been the second guy to make the top 100 list 4 years in a row, but he didn't release his highlight tape until March something, and the top 100 was already released. So he missed out on that, and hell, I probably missed out on my top two or number one player from last year by not waiting on him. This dude is insane. For one, he's a running back, like size wise, right? 6'1", 190 pounds, like typical running back. But when you see him go out there and play wide receiver, he gets wide open, running routes, out routes, post routes, seam routes, zig routes, quick routes, slant routes, glance routes. He can run. He's a wide receiver as well. If you don't believe me, check the numbers out. Last season, he ran for 777 yards on 68 carries for 11 touchdowns. But he caught the ball 44 times for 1,017 yards and 14 touchdowns. This wasn't something that they just threw it out there because he could win a one-on-one matchup every once in a while. Now, dude lined up and played wide receiver for real last season, and then they just handed it off to him. Now, how is that going to affect the dynamic of Texas High's offense this year? I'm not quite so sure. David Potter going to TCU, don't have that polished quarterback. Now, you are moving Cam Reitner back to quarterback, who's more of a runner. You have Shavante coming back out wide, but you're losing Javari Johnson, who was an incredible runner for the last 3 seasons. What's in the ranks? What do they have coming? Do they have something else to hand the ball off to? Or are they going to lean on Trey to run the ball this year? Who knows? But all I know is Trey Ball is one of the best, and he comes in here as the number one preseason running back for 2020.